Hello Cancer, welcome to your March 2022 reading. This is for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you this month. Now as always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that resonate and leave the rest behind. Now I always take flippers and jumpers, but this deck is absolutely impossible, so I will have to physically flip a card. There we go, the animal. I like this. Let's get to animal spirit oracles. And as you can tell, I'm doing a themed reading. Everything, all the decks I'm using are by Kim Krantz. And I just thought it's just going to make everything a little cohesive. We have hawk. Nice. And we have golden egg. Beautiful. Love this. Alright, so the animal. The animal archetype talks about the animal within us all. Alright, it talks about being wild and just being the beasts that we are. We are highly evolved, but we are beasts nonetheless. It talks about understanding and delving deep into that primal almost instinct that we have as mammals. It talks about setting your devices down, setting your iPads and iPhones down, and truly connecting with the earth. Eating berries from the vine, washing yourself in a waterfall if you're lucky enough to live around one. It talks about getting soil under your nails. It could be as simple as gardening. But all of this can seem very unsophisticated, especially to the new generation, right? But I do remember when I was reading the book that the deck came with, it spoke about how when Buddha had his spiritual awakening, when he reached that sense of enlightenment, he almost roared like a lion. So that is a very powerful image that's been stuck in my head for a very long time. And I feel like now is the time for you to tap into that raw essence that you were born with, Cancer. Because I feel like we can get so wrapped up in the nitty gritty of life. And it's interesting how you have the hawk, which talks about something very similar. I feel that now is the time for you to literally go natural. It could even mean, going to the beach and not taking your phone with you, of course, digging your feet into the sand and letting the waves wash over you. Being the crab that you are truly meant to be. It may be a tiny critter, but it is a very powerful critter, let me tell you that. Tap into that animal instinct and trust your intuition. That comes about with every single mammal on the planet. Since they can't communicate, they rely on their five senses and the sixth sense that they have to make decisions for them. So this is probably something that you need to do as well. Cutting out from external variables and focusing inward. And it's interesting again how you have the golden egg, which talks about something very similar. So let's see your animal spirit oracles. The hawk card it can mean a few things. It can talk about some kind of news coming in very swiftly. It can also talk about having to see every little detail because you can't help it. The hawk can see the bigger picture, all right, because the hawk can soar above your head. But the hawk also has eyes that can pierce through and see every single detail and can magnify that detail from a very high altitude. So it's almost that energy of having to decide if you want to look at the details or you want to look at the bigger picture. I feel with the animal archetype, you need to look at the bigger picture right now. You need to soar high up, switch off the magnifying element in your eyes and just be. It could, like I said, also mean some kind of news coming about for you. Now, whether this news is something that is expected, unexpected, good, bad, we don't know. But it's just about taking everything with a pinch of salt. We have the golden egg. Now, this is a very esoteric card. It talks about introspection and contemplation. And it talks about whatever questions you have predominantly in your mind, It's about not seeking those answers from outside yourself. It talks about messages and wisdom at the center of the heart. And it talks about meditating. It talks about becoming intimate with your very essence and being comfortable with your own vulnerability. And having those feelings of tenderness and gratitude that come from deep within us, especially when we meditate, and having that deep inner knowing that you're well on your way. And it's almost like being emotional with the kind of wisdom that your body holds, your heart holds, and knowing that you don't need to seek that comfort from anywhere but from within yourself. It's like seeing an old friend that's been away for a very long time. You need to listen to the message that your heart wants to tell you. You don't need answers from me or from the people you're surrounded with. You are highly intelligent as a human being, Cancer. Not only your emotional quotient being higher than anybody else's, but also your intelligence, your IQ. So I feel like being, like I said, one of the most highly evolved computers on the planet, having that EQ and the IQ, why would you need answers from anyone else? They're all within you. You know what I mean? All right. Let's move on to your tarot. That was a little intense. But then Cancer readings are always intense. In a good way. All right. I got a glimpse of the Ace of Swords right now while I was shuffling, which is that news that could be coming in for you. We have Temperance, Sagittarius energy. We have the Three of Cups. Nice. Too many. Ooh, you see, it keeps showing up again and again. We'll see if it flips. It's like it wants to make itself known. There you are, the Chariot. This is your energy, Cancer. Ooh, beautiful. We have the Lovers, Gemini energy. The Emperor. So many major arcana, my goodness. Aries energy. And we have, nice, the Eight of Wands. This is news again. Could be news, could be travel for some, because it's right under the Chariot. And we have Virgo energy at the bottom of the deck, the Hermit. All right, let me skim over this before I pull your clarifiers. Now, with the Temperance card, this has been showing up a lot. This is that energy of striking a balance in your life. It talks about taking everything with a pinch of salt, accepting the good, accepting the bad, and then just reaching equilibrium mentally. What is great is we are literally closing out an astrological year. The last sign of the zodiac is Pisces. The sun is shining in Pisces at least till the 20th. Yeah, and then the sun enters Aries. So which is, it also marks the spring or the vernal equinox. So it's a new beginning. Now, I don't know if it's going to show up for you, but every sign before you has gotten at least 3 or 2 tens in the tarot, which talks about endings and new beginnings. For me, the Temperance card is the acceptance of something and setting an intention to start something new, almost. With the Three of Cups, there is some kind of celebration here. It's getting in touch with your soul tribe, spending time with people who you love and who love you, people who you can trust. With the Chariot, there is travel coming about, or this could just be you kind of having that laser focus on your goals and almost having like blinders on and not letting anything get in your way when it comes to achieving those goals. With the Lovers, this could talk about a few things. It could talk about very well a relationship in your midst that is drenched with love. It could also talk about a choice that has to be made. We will see once we clarify. With the Emperor, this could be you, it could be somebody around you, but the Emperor is somebody who makes his own rules, and there is no gender in tarot. Take the energy with you. The Emperor is somebody who takes control of his life, makes his own rules, and eventually reaches success. There is an eclipse, there is a solar eclipse here on this card. So I feel like there is something that could be inhibiting your growth at this time. because in order for this tree to grow stronger, it needs the light of the sun, but it's being blocked by the moon. So it could mean that either your intuition is blocking you from growth right now, maybe your intuition is telling you something isn't for you, which is why it's not growing the way you want it to. Or it could mean that there are certain obstacles in your way that are preventing you from reaching this particular state of abundance. The Chariot can also talk about a lot of having a lot of obstacles that and a lot of hoops that you need to jump through in order to reach your destination. So we will see what these obstacles could be. And like I said, with the Eight of Wands, this could be communication coming in, or it could be travel. With the Hermit card, I feel like either you have heavy Virgo in your chart, or you could be dealing with a Virgo. I feel like there is almost a sense of stagnation right now, but it's not empty stagnation, if that makes sense. There's work happening backstage, whether it's within you or it's within a person you're dealing with. Now, with the Temperance card, we have the King of Pentacles, Earth energy, more Earth, Ace of Pentacles, beautiful, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Five of Wands. I feel whatever conflict may have arisen for you in the last couple of months, you're almost reaching a state of acceptance that, all right, it is what it is. There's nothing I can do to control it. The Five of Wands, again, is a very minor energy. It's a minor arcana. It's not like a tower that, my goodness, my world is just shaken apart. No, it's a small conflict or argument that came about that may have had a big impact on you or somebody that you are dealing with. But with the King of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles, I feel that your foundation is way too strong. It's too strong to be shaken up by a tiny conflict like this one. This could be, again, in the workplace or in your love life. We will see. Three of Cups, we have the Two of Swords. There's another eclipse right here. You see the mirroring happening. And you know, honestly, when I was talking about the eclipse on the Emperor card, I was looking at the sun shining very brightly on the Three of Cups, which spoke about communication and conversations to me. But it's almost like that conversation with a certain someone or with a few people, it's just not coming about for you. It's almost like you're blocking out that happiness for some reason. You're healing with the Four of Swords, and with the Queen of Swords, it's almost like you're cutting out what doesn't serve you. I feel, Cancer, with the Three of Cups, there's a filtration that needs to happen here, almost. Because the Queen of Swords is somebody who's very logical. She doesn't very necessarily use her heart to make decisions. She weeds out the red flags and the green flags and keeps the green. Let's go of the red. You know what I mean? So you guys may have been noticing red flags around you when it comes to either your relationships or your friendships or partnerships, when it comes to work. I feel that you are almost contemplating. For me, the Four of Swords is the minor arcana of the Hermit. It's that energy of taking some time off and realizing that you need to be careful of who you surround yourself with. I read somewhere, and this statement had a very big impact on me, and I've been very careful about the company I keep after that. It said that you are an average of the 5 people you surround yourself the most. Like the most amount of time you spend with those people. You're an average of those 5 people. You know what I mean? I don't know how far this is true, but it's almost like there was a light bulb moment in my head. So I feel like a few of you may be having those light bulb moments that, okay, wait, I need to see the kind of company I'm keeping. I need to be careful about the people I'm associating with. Because I feel like you may have been through quite a bit, because the Four of Swords energy doesn't come about just, randomly. It comes about when there has been significant pain. Nice. With the Chariot, we have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Cups. My goodness. All right. And we have the Knight of Pentacles. I love this. You know why? Okay. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles. And we have the Knight of Wands. With all of this Pentacles energy, I feel things may have been a little slow to come to fruition for you. Whether you were waiting on a business opportunity, a career opportunity, or you were just waiting on love, I feel like the energy was there. It was palpable. You knew it was on its way, but it's almost like it was taking forever to come in. But what's beautiful is the Knight of Wands is somebody, it can be a player energy, don't get me wrong. It can be someone who just comes in and goes away. But with the Knight of Pentacles balancing out this Knight of Wands, it's almost like the equilibrium has been maintained. The speed is it's like cruise control. No joke. It's like not going too fast, not going too slow, and just cruising. And what's beautiful is we have the Chariot right under that. I just saw 1111 on my timer. But the Ace of Cups, I feel like now when it's coming about, see, if it comes about too quickly, the cups can splish splosh. The water can just kind of leak out from the cup. If it comes in too slowly, and if it takes like a year, the water is just going to evaporate. It's just going to dry. But if it's coming about while on cruise control, the water is stable. The emotions are stable. The offer coming in is stable. I love this. This is really nice. Why is the Lovers here? Four of Wands, beautiful. Some of you may be wanting to take your relationship to a higher level of commitment. And this doesn't always, the Death card, there is transformation here. This doesn't have to mean that you are, let's just say, getting married. If you guys are, let's say, in a casual relationship, you may be, wanting to kick it up a notch or move in together. With the Death card, though, I feel like there is, whatever this transformation is that is coming about, it's taken its sweet time with the Seven of Pentacles. And I feel now the Death card can mean a few things. Now, like I said, if it was a casual relationship and you're finally committing to each other, that is the death of that casual relationship. Let's say you guys are dating and you want to get engaged. That is the death of that relationship. It's the beginning of a higher level of commitment. You know what I mean? So it's like leaving almost immaturity and diluted love behind and focusing on something that's a little more saturated and palpable, if that makes sense. And with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like this hasn't just come about randomly for you. There's been a lot of hard work and a lot of investment that's been made. And if this is related to career for you, I feel like this could mean a promotion for a few of you. It could also mean, let's say you started your own business. I feel like you're ready to finally start hiring more people, make your team bigger. But considering it's right under the Ace of Pentacles, I think whatever this is, this higher level of commitment, almost achievement, is going to, well, with the Knight of Swords, it's going to come about very quickly now. I think you've waited long enough. So many knights, they're all balancing each other out very beautifully in this reading, Cancer. And the Emperor, my goodness, look at this, the Eight of Pentacles. I love this. I was just going to say, it's like you've worked hard enough to become your own boss, almost. Or even if you're not wanting to start your own business, it's almost like you've worked hard enough to almost make your own rules in the workplace and have them respected, And when this comes to love, I feel, again, Page of Pentacles, you've put in enough into this relationship. You've put in enough to almost, Ace of Swords, put in enough to, I'm trying to say something, but it's coming about as really negative in my head. It's almost like you're trying to set your own rules in the relationship, and those rules are legit. You know what I mean? We do have the Strength card and we have the Ace of Swords. With the Ace of Swords and the Eight of Wands right here and the Hawk card, I feel like whatever communication, and also the Knight of Swords, whatever communication this is that is coming about for you, it's laced with honesty and truth and clarity, most definitely. But it is also laced with a little bit of fear. I dropped another card. It's almost like the person who wants to communicate with you is kind of holding back a little bit. Not because they don't want to speak their truth, but almost like they're afraid of what's going to happen once they do speak the truth. How should I explain this? The lion in this card is holding one of the roses from the Two of Cups, which talks about union. But there's almost a sense of walking on eggshells. You know what I mean? Nine of Swords. Yeah, there's anguish here. There's anxiety here. I think that's what has slowed this offer down. Whatever this offer was that was coming in towards you, that's what slowed it down. But I see with the Ace of Swords, it's almost like the dark clouds are parting. The communication coming in is finally the kind of communication you've been wanting for so long. Beautiful. 8 of Wands, 6 of Wands. This is victory. Victory after battle, because you started off with the 5 of Wands right here and you're ending with the 6 of Wands. So I feel that whatever journey you've been through or have been going through, Cancer, I think with a little bit of introspection, a little bit of patience, you will see the results that you've been wanting to. Bottom of the deck, 10 of Pentacles, which is everything anybody could ever desire. This has been a great reading. I hope this helped you guys. Enjoy March. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.